Pastor Mark Conforti here with more Cheerwine Chats. I grabbed a Cheerwine. How about you grab one too? In this episode, I chat with church leader Jeff Matthews about the Disciple Bible Study in your chance to participate. I offer another 2-minute Methodism, but first, let me share with you a few important items about what's coming up in September. Our next community meal is on Wednesday, September 4th, 6 p.m. at the West Fisher Street entrance. First Friday nights is for kids to be dropped off at church and to have a night of fun. The first one will be September 6th and then future First Fridays of the month. This is an outreach to families in our community, a way to share the love of God through the love of the church for our own church kids, yes, but for new families too. A new member class will start on Sunday, September 8th during the Sunday school hour, run for 3 Sundays in a row, and then we will welcome new members on September 22nd. Also on September 22nd, Reverend Gaston Warner will be our special guest during worship. He will give a mission moment to introduce to you an amazing international mission. It's called Zoe Empowers, and I'm eager for First United Methodist to be involved. And then comes September 29th when we officially kick off our Stewardship campaign. The Stewardship breakfast on September 29th, starting at 9:45 in the Fellowship Hall. It will be a time of delicious food and an energizing program that will be fun and informative to let you know about our opportunities in the year ahead. So I want you to plan to be there. And yes, we will soon launch another group to do the Disciple Bible Study. I chatted with Jeff Matthews about it. Take a listen. Jeff, thanks for taking time to come and chat.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So we're looking to bring together some people from the church to take the Disciple Fast Track Bible Study. And some people might be familiar with a previous version of Disciple, but the new one is updated and revised. Tell us about the new one.
Right. Well, good. Yes, we're looking at starting a small group study. It's Disciple Bible number 1. It's the fast track version of that. It's basically a 24-week survey of the entire Bible. Starts out in the Old Testament with the creation story, talks about, reads through some of the patriarchs, Moses, some of the stories that are in there, and then also includes some of the wisdom literature from the Old Testament. That covers about the first 12 weeks. We'll probably take a break through the holidays and then come back with the New Testament part, which covers, again, the obvious things like the life of Christ, the early disciples, the early church, certainly the letters of Paul, and then ends up with the mysteries of Revelation. So over the course of 24 weeks, we cover pretty much the whole Bible.
Okay, so it is covering the grand sweep of the Bible, but it's not asking people to read every single chapter and verse of the whole Bible.
Not at all. In fact, there are daily readings selected from each of the elements that we're going to be studying, but it only covers about 60% of the Scripture.
Okay, and there are video segments?
Yes, absolutely. And so each week there's a topic or a theme for the area of the Bible that we're studying, and associated with that are the readings, of course, and they're available in this new format either as an audio file or a digital text type file. But also there is a biblical scholar that speaks on that topic for the week, which is a good commentary in addition to some of the background information that's provided.
So people can watch these videos or listen to the audio version according to their schedule during the week.
Absolutely. The way this app-based online version of Disciple Bible works now is that you have access to all the material on a digital device. It could be a laptop or a tablet or your phone even. And so the readings, you can obviously read the text, but if you're driving home from work or you're on your walk or wherever you may be, those files are available in audio format as well.
So it sounds like this new, some might call high-tech version, makes the material easily accessible during the week so that people can listen, read in a way that suits their schedule better.
It is more available in that context, but the thing that really I think makes this so appealing to me is because this is a small group study. People have the opportunity to connect throughout the week because not only are the scriptures available and the video material available, there's a group discussion board that's available online. So if there's an issue in your life that you need to have prayer about, you post it. You've got people who are already connected with you that's there. Opportunity for discussion about what's being read that week beyond what we might do in a group meeting, which is a part of this whole format as well. It's designed to be either done in person or it can be done by way of Zoom. So if you're on vacation in southern Italy, you zoom in on the conversation. Or some hybrid version of that. That'll be up to the group to decide, but it is so accessible. But more importantly, you have an opportunity to be community more than one time a week.
Right. It's one thing to read the Bible, but to read the Bible with others that you know here at church, but then might make a new friend through this platform.
It happens every time that I've gone through this. People who didn't really have a knowledge or a relationship with other folks at the end of this study. Not only have you walked through some life experiences together, but you studied the lives of other disciples, which is informative, but it's also about relationship building as well. And it's so helpful to have someone who has gone through a similar experience to relate back to a story.
Mm-hmm. So, big picture, why is it important for Christians like you and me to read the Bible?
Well, it's for me, it's a foundational element of how I understand God and how I understand how Jesus was such a powerful role in the evolution of this whole creation and redemption story that God wishes to have in relationship with us. It's all about how do you understand the world, and you can sit down and read about it, but hearing it spoken in sermons, hearing it talked about in group settings, it fleshes out the background details of the big picture for me. So many times there are life circumstances that come along in our day-to-day lives that pop up and you say, well, that sounds a whole lot like so-and-so in the Bible. And so from a discipleship perspective, not only is it something that the gospel writer Mark talks about it as a mark of a disciple, but it also prepares you for doing what the Great Commission says, to go into the world and help folks understand how to be on their journey. And when you can relate from Scripture, it's that common thread that binds us together. Fantastic.
So what can people do to learn more about signing up for this Disciple Bible Study?
One of the good things about our new Breeze church management system is that there is a form. Very simple, name, your email address, contact information basically, and a couple questions about your interest level. If you would just complete that, it automatically sends me an email about your interest. We have a handful of people already. We need a few more to make the group work, and that way you're no registration. There is an orientation meeting that we'll have as a group to start before we get into the study, but if the group decides to do it as a hybrid, meet here some at the church, meet online, that would be great. We can meet all the time here. So it's going to be a group decision, but just realize it's a little bit of a commitment of your time each day, which if we think about it, that's what Jesus asked his disciples anyway. But look forward to the opportunity to participate. We'd like to start in September. We'll do the Old Testament before the holidays, and then come back after the first of the year to do the New Testament part.
Jeff, thank you for your leadership, for your devotion to Christ and to the ministry of the church. And I'm looking forward to hearing about how this Disciple Bible Study impacts people.
Great, thanks.
Let's chat about Charge Conference. I'll break down both words by themselves. The word charge refers to the smallest unit of organization for the connective nature of the United Methodist Church. Charge, as a word, still applies to First United Methodist Church of Salisbury. However, we don't use it frequently throughout the year. When a pastor is appointed to more than one church, it's a multi-point charge. For example, in 2008, I was appointed to the Prospect Mount Pleasant Charge in East Bend. This means I was the pastor of Prospect United Methodist Church and Mount Pleasant United Methodist Church, both at the same time. Together, they constituted a 2-point charge. There are some 3-point charges. Bishop Carter once served a 4-point charge, coincidentally, also in East Bend. The word conference, now that refers to people getting together for purposeful conversation, exchanging ideas, and making decisions, all for the sake of God's kingdom. So, the Charge Conference, now that's the basic governing body of each United Methodist local church, and it's composed of members from the church council. All members of the Charge Conference, they must be members of the local church. The Charge Conference meets at least once per year to review and evaluate the church's ministry, to set salaries for the appointed clergy, to elect members of the church council and committees, and also to recommend candidates for ordained ministry when those opportunities are there. Sometimes there's a called charge conference for a designated purpose. In all of these situations, the district superintendent is the one who calls the charge conference meeting and presides over it, or may designate an ordained elder to do so. Anyone may attend. Now for 2024, ours is scheduled for Sunday, October 20th, 2:30 in the afternoon, right here in our church's sanctuary. Reverend Beth Chrisman will be here to preside, along with other Rowan County United Methodists, clergy and laity, all representing their congregations. We're eager for Charge Conference to highlight the connectional nature of our church. Our distinctive Wesleyan ways are on full display. It's a great time to celebrate who we are in ministry together, to look back with gratitude and also to look ahead with hope.